What do you say, gang? Heidi ho. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. A lot of things going on this Friday, the 8th day of July, 2022. The ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump, speaking out in Nevada. Then he's heading towards Alaska tomorrow to speak on behalf of Sarah Palin, who's running for Congress in Alaska. Of course, we've been watching the 1776 restoration movement, and no one was arrested there today, the first day, but it is early, 6:49 p.m. as we are checking in here. And we may be live later on tonight because we're monitoring whether we're monitoring if and when reinforcements for the 1776 movement arrive. And we are also going to be monitoring Akron, Ohio tonight, where Jayland Walker was gunned down by 8 police officers last week. The video footage, body cam footage came out Sunday in the middle of 4th of July weekend at 1 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. And it has been relatively quiet, relatively peaceful in Akron. And we're getting as things could kick off not only in Akron, but throughout Ohio this weekend. So we're going to be monitoring all of that this evening. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and hit the notification bell as well, so you'll know when we will be back on. Tomorrow, Saturday, there is going to be the permit for the protest is a permit for 10,000 people. So 10,000 plus women will be showing up. Summer of Rage event for women's reproductive rights, and that is tomorrow in Washington, D.C. So a lot of things. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you know when we're on, because chances are we're going to be going live several times throughout the weekend, including possibly later on tonight. Right now, though, we're going to focus on strictly the Georgia Guidestones. We've been talking about this for the past 2 or 3 days, and we've got, this is the latest. If you'll notice, let's blow this up a little bit. Right here, you see somebody running. This is latest footage released earlier this afternoon, just a short time ago. Someone runs up. You can see the motion right in here, and then run away. You really can't tell any more than that. You can't tell if it's a human, an animal, an alien, but nonetheless, that was video put out earlier today, and that was from This Is Reality 365 from that channel. So we've talked about in an episode or two here, we talked about what could have happened. This is, for those that have not seen it, this is video of the explosion happening. And let me see, do we have audio? Okay. So there's been speculation that this could have been a lightning strike because the way it seems, the flash seems to possibly come down from there. Is that why there was video showing somebody running up to make it look like a more conventional explosion than what actually happened? Is that why everything was torn down yesterday, to make sure there was no evidence of what really happened? It's these, as always, these are just things to think about. Let's watch it. There you go. And this comes from Leo Venus on Twitter. So for those that don't know, the Georgia Guidestones were often called the equivalent of the United States. Shoot, now I can't think of the name of the place in England, Stonehenge. It was not really like that. It was some rich guy showed up at a stone carving company in Georgia and said he wanted these stones created. And they said, well, it's going to cost, you know, this amount of money to do something like that. And the guy had no problem handing over the cash. The guy also bought a 5-acre plot of land in Georgia to put the monument up. The only actual verified documentation as to an identity is someone calling themselves RC Christian. Okay, they put up this monument. It was in the late 70s, 78, 79. It's probably on here, but a lot of it are things that, you know, should be said. There were those, especially in the far right Christian community, that is just Christian and name only for the most part. They were concerned that this was an attempt to be a new 10 Commandments, you know, and that the only stones that have writing on them we care about came down with Moses, and, you know, and while they totally, that's a whole different episode. 9 out of the 10 things here are fine. I've got a real problem with one of the things. Number 10, be not a cancer on earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. Totally agree with that. 100%. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Okay, no problem with that. Balance personal rights with social duties. A balance in how we live our lives and in how governments conduct their businesses. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Totally agree with that. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court, giving autonomy to all countries and not telling somebody how they should conduct their business. Don't have a problem with that. Are you starting to see something here? It's not directed at individuals, okay? This was not meant as a pillar of guidance and a monument, a reminder for individuals how to behave. Protect people from nations with fair laws and just courts. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Unite humanity with a living new language. Guide reproduction wisely. Improve fitness and diversity. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Okay, so there are roughly 9 billion people now on Earth. So we are about 8.5 billion people more than what the Stones were recommending. So who were the Stones really for? Not the Rolling Stones, but these Georgia Guidestones. Who were they really for? They were left for someone that was going to be able to control population, someone that was going to be able to control how things were ruled, because they were saying rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason, protect people from nations. So who are these stones really for? Because they're not for the average person. Just something to think about. Just something for us all to think about. Maybe blowing them up was indeed a sign, a signal to those that are perpetuating a new world order that, you know, hey, we're on to you, and this isn't going to happen. Maybe it was an attempt to remove the rules so that whoever insisted they be put up there, that there would be an excuse for these rules not to be followed by those that are currently in power and making decisions. Again, just things to think about. Okay, Robert C. Christian. He wanted something to rival Stonehenge. Okay, this is obviously from Wikipedia, so, you know, feel free to do your own researches. As of 2022, there were 20,000 annual visitors. What I was looking for was, okay, in 2008, the stones were defaced with polyurethane paint and with graffiti slogans such as "Death to the New World Order." So Georgia Republican in 2022. Okay. That the Guidestones were satanic. So maybe Candace Taylor is somebody that should be looked into. These 10 suggestions, according to the monument sponsors, the inscriptions are meant to guide humanity to conserve nature after a nuclear war, which the creators thought was an imminent threat. Okay, all right. They were written, the messages were written in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. And there were 20 different languages that the words were written in. But I'm just going to leave them up here. Just let me. There we go. Leave it up here just for a few minutes here at the end, just to make sure everybody gets a chance to read all the inscriptions, because it's all been destroyed. Not that you couldn't find it on the internet, but we're making it easy for you to find it here. So this was supposedly left, according to now we know after a little bit of reading there that according to Wikipedia, it was for humanity after a nuclear war. Is that it was somebody with an assumed name and a whole bunch of money. So it's an awful lot easier to assume that somebody with an assumed name and a whole lot of money were leaving these as advice for other people with a whole lot of money and maybe not an actual real identity. Something to think about. That's what we give you here. Again, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. We may be back on in a little bit with things happening as crazy as the world is, you never know when we're going to be on doing something live. So hit the subscribe bell or hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the thumbs up, please. None of these things cost you anything. And however, if you'd like to help out, look in the description and you can buy one of my books. Get 3 novels out. They're all good books. They're all good reads. You never know when you're going to find yourself in a situation where you don't have internet or cell service or possibly even electricity, and you're wanting to pass the time with a good book. Just something to think about. Or you can help out by hitting the Cash App, $ American Dufus, all one word, AMERICANDUFUS. Same thing for email, americandufus@gmail.com. Speaking about being without power, Canada, since 6 o'clock this morning, their major cell provider has been out and they have not been able to use their debit credit cards or to call 911 on their cell phones. It's a countrywide outage. Just something to think about as we head into the weekend. I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching as always. And until the next time, it is a dark world. Do try to be a light. It's temperatures are hot. The attitude in America is simmering hot. Try to be cool. A lot of crazy people in the world. Be aware. Know where you're at. Know your surroundings. And on the swivel. I love y'all sincerely. Namaste. Shalom. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessings be upon each and every one of you. Blessings in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and the one true living Most High God, the Father. Thank you all. We'll be back soon.